When it comes to colourful gardens, I bet you start thinking about flowering perennials and plants like roses. Would you think of bromeliads and aloes, though? Well, let me tell you, they form the basis of one of the most colourful gardens I've ever seen. The beauty of this garden is not only does it look amazing, but it's incredibly low maintenance. This is full sun, it needs hardly any watering, hardly any fertilising, literally no pruning. It's a really shallow soil, and it just looks absolutely spectacular. So I'm going to take you through my top 5 plants. This little beauty is called Aloe Southern Cross, and flowers aside, take a look at the plant. It's got red spikes just along the edge. This is perfect for a pot, it'd be great in an architectural garden, and it just looks good all year round. But come late winter, you just get this explosion of amazing flowers. And the thing I love about these is the colour used on the house behind. Having a dark muted colour really makes these flowers shine. Absolutely incredible. Dotted through the garden are these amazing Alcantara imperalis red form. Now, these just absolutely love full sun, and they've got an amazing deep purple foliage. There's loads of varieties out there. Some of them have a touch of silver to them, but they will survive in hardly any soil. You can water them from the top. They also get an incredible flower that shoots up into the sky, but if you chop that off, what that does is redirect energy around into pups, and you can create an amazing display like this. If you don't like the purple, the green one looks pretty special itself. Euphorbias are a type of plant that come in a huge array of shapes and sizes. There's cactus-looking ones, there's shrub-looking ones. This one, though, does exactly what the common name says. It's called fire sticks, and it looks like a bush that's on fire. It is amazing. Now, this group of bromeliads are called the Neoregelias. They're much smaller than the larger ones we've looked at. And look at the variety of colours, absolutely amazing. Now, if you've got a spot that gets morning sun or afternoon sun, these are perfect. If you've got no space at all, you can even pop them in a tree. The last plant on my top performing list is this. It's the dragon's blood tree, or Dracaena draco, and it adds this lovely architectural element and height to the garden. Having this silvery foliage just helps to tie everything together and calm down all the bright colours. Now, this garden is pretty spectacular, but it was put together by a plantsman, a gardener, a collector, and a wholesaler. It's all one bloke, and his name's Ray. G'day, Ray.
Oh, g'day, Charlie.
You are the man behind this colourful, spectacular masterpiece.
I am.
But what's going on here as well?
I've got a section of plants for sale.
OK.
For wholesale.
Yep.
And on open days I have. They sit up here in the full sun all day, and that's how they get their maximum colour.
So do you start putting together combinations here and then bring it into this garden, or do you try in the garden and then sort of bring them here?
Yeah, probably the first way.
Yeah.
The garden first, and bring it up here, and like they're just sitting in any random order here.
OK.
But I suppose it can also give me ideas. You sometimes see a few plants together that look really good, and then you can transfer it back into the garden.
Yes.
Or hopefully provide a bit of inspiration for anyone who comes to have a look.
Yeah. With a garden of this size, and how big's the block?
It's a 2.5 acre block.
2.5 acre block. Does it take a lot of maintenance?
Pretty much I try and have a really good run through the whole garden once or twice a year.
Is that all?
Depending on conditions.
Yeah.
And I'll go and trim dead leaves, dead flowers, you know, maybe on the dragon trees, remove the lower leaves to allow more light to come in.
Yeah.
You know, there's a whole range of little fiddly things, but I enjoy every moment of it.
Was there any garden here when you started?
No, there was just a few trees.
Like this one?
Like that one.
Yeah.
A few liquid ambers. But basically it was just a cow paddock with a few horses and a few cows.
OK. So this garden bed is all new garden, just gone in. I've noticed you've got some pretty impressive bananas.
Yeah, the mighty Abyssinian banana.
But they've got that really bold red stripe in the rib that really ties in with the rest of the planting, doesn't it?
Yeah, it works out well because in summer they can provide a nice lashing of shade.
And I've noticed there's a bit of a mound here going on, and then there's also a big mound of what looks like a compost heap here.
Yeah. I came up with this wonderful idea that all the old dodgy stuff from the nursery and the garden could be turned into a stylish mound and then you throw a whole lot of tree loppers mulch on top. Provides this wonderful raised bed with plenty of air in it, nutrition, good structure.
So like a no-dig garden bed, but just with all sort of leftover stuff.
Yeah, yeah.
Yeah.
And so far, it's only a fairly new experiment, a year, 18 months. The results are fantastic, and it's not work as such.
Yeah, and I guess whilst you're working on this, you've got the vision of what it will look like, but you also get to look back at your spectacular garden.
Yeah, there's no downsides. It's all really good.
That's gardening. There's no downsides.
Yeah, exactly.